Good morning, November 28th, 2022, 9:02 a.m. November 28th, 2020. Got audio confirmation. It says Windows Daily number 104. I have a question that came to me through email, and there's a question in the chat room today. I didn't find any questions coming to me in comments on videos. So I still haven't decided which one I'm going to go for first. Josh has an issue on his computer. I'm connected remotely to it. We can go deal with that, although I'm not certain that we're going to get the right solution for it. And Dennis in the chat room has asked about the microphone. I'm going to start with the microphone issue because I think it'll be quicker to deal with. He says, I know you've talked about it before, but could you show us your table microphone? I have that ready to show, so I'm going to do that. Get some adjustments here, bring the chat window up, and then turn on my picture-in-picture for that. So what he's asking for, I believe, is this microphone that I've done a show and tell a few times. This is the microphone that I would use when I'm up at the cabin. It's called TK-GAO. And right now you're not hearing me on this microphone. I'm going to switch to this microphone to show the difference. At least I think that I'm not on it right now. I'm going to bring back my monitor number 1 and right click on the microphone, right click on the speaker button and then choose sounds and then go see what my default microphone is currently. I don't have my black mouse pad right now, so you might be hearing me move the mouse around on the desktop. In recording right now, I have the default set to the Yeti microphone. So you're hearing me on the Yeti microphone right now. I'm going to switch to the TK-GAO microphone and you'll hear the difference in the sound. It's not much. So now you're hearing me on the TK-GAO microphone. And to prove that, I will demonstrate by pressing the mute button on this microphone and I'll go mute. So now I'm mute, you can't hear me. And now I guess I couldn't prove to you that I was actually talking during that. This light is red, and when I'm muted, you don't see the red. I muted the microphone and then tried explaining to you that you couldn't hear me while I was muted there. Now I'm going to switch back to the Yeti microphone, set default, click OK, and then go show these both on Amazon. Here is the TK, whoops, I got to show that to you on screen for you to see it. Here's the TK-GAO microphone at $15.99. And I will put a link into the chat room for that, TK-GOU. And that is this link for the Amazon listing. And then I'll come back to the next Amazon page I have here. This is the Blue Yeti. Shows $84.99 right now. I paid that $129.99 when I last bought it. Up here you see I've bought this one 2 times. If I go back to the TK-GAO, you see I've bought it 3 times because I bought it for myself and I bought it for a couple of clients. And if I had it to do over again, would I still spring for the Blue Yeti? Probably, but it's not a big difference, frankly, in terms of quality. Then I need to put that link in chat, Blue Yeti, and then we'll move on to Josh's issue and his computer. So that would be this one. Yeah, I'll look back at chat a little bit later and see if anyone's telling me that those links didn't work or something like that. Now I'm going to bring up Josh's email for the question that he sent to me, this morning? Yes, this morning. So here's that email. He says, on the lock display on the computer, when I try to get in on my computer, I can't stop it from coming up. Can you please have a look at it on your Windows Daily or on a Zoom Saturday? Maybe this information will help someone out. Thank you, from Josh. So here's a photo, and he's saying that this happens when he's on the lock screen, the Windows lock screen. And it says, turn on Caret browsing. This adds a cursor on text so you can select text with your keyboard. F7 turns Caret browsing on or off. Now, I have not had a conversation with Josh on this yet. I have not asked him this question, But this message right here, do not ask me again when I press F7, it kind of implies that he pressed the F7 key for this message to come up. I'm suspecting that's not what happened. I'm suspecting what happened is this is the lock screen we're seeing at here. And when he presses any key on the keyboard or clicks the mouse in order to put in his passcode, he's getting this message that comes up. So I'm wondering if you just put a check mark there for don't ask me again and then click no if indeed you don't want Caret browsing. Caret browsing is an accessibility feature. Now when I go do a Google search for what is Caret browsing, let's see, where is the Google search? Back here. Turn on Caret browsing keeps popping up. That was in the suggested search. When I typed in turn on Caret browsing, there was a suggestion for keeps popping up. So that means other people are asking this question too. Here for Chrome, go to the accessibility menu, which makes a lot of sense. I suspected this would be an accessibility feature. And then Caret browsing still coming on after disabling it in registry. So it looks like there's people who have been having a persistent problem with this. This might not be as easy to solve as the initial, as the photo indicates or the screenshot indicates. I have this issue no matter what I do in any app or browser, the pop-up keeps popping up and in multiple sessions. So let's go take a look at Josh's computer and see what we can find. He came on at my request a few minutes before I started the stream. I've done a little bit of peeking around so far, but do not know what the solution is going to be. And I'm going to start with seeing if I can demonstrate the situation. So I'm going to hold down the Windows key, press the letter L on Josh's computer. Hopefully it's not going to lock Baby Beast, because this is Baby Beast that I'm connected to. So yeah, that looks, I believe, the lock screen for Josh, but how do I know that's for Josh and not for Baby Beast? I don't know. I'm going to click a mouse here. Nope, that's for me. So that did a lock screen for me. And there's the message on Josh's computer. So that Windows key L did a lock screen for both of our computers. Turn on Caret browsing. So if I say do not ask me again and then click no, is that enough to fix it? Let's see. I'm guessing that Josh would already have tried that, but maybe not. Josh, go ahead and put in your password there. We won't look. Well, we won't be able to see it, of course. And then once we get to the desktop, we'll do the lock screen again. And if we don't have the same symptom coming up, then that was enough to deal with it. Now I'll do Windows key L, so that'll issue the lock screen for both of our computers. I'll unlock my computer, and then there it looks like we're fixed. Yeah, Josh, go ahead and put in your password again. I'm going to come back to the chat window, and Josh, if that did fix it, you can go put that into chat that it's fixed, or thanks, or however you want to say it, because I think that solved the problem. I thought it was going to be more than that, but if that's all it is, then we're happy. And somebody, Chris says his icons are so close together. Well, that's probably because he has his Zoom utility, just makes it look like that. So yeah, Josh says yes. So that did apparently fix it. And look at that, I'm only 11 minutes into the show, covered both topics. I thought I was only not going to be able to deal with both of them. So let's take a look at what else has been going on in chat. So let's see, Dennis, did I cover everything that you wanted about the microphone? And this is another thing that Dennis put in about this NeoWin net deals for a graphics card, and I already have that brought up. Let's see, where did it come up? NVIDIA, this one here. That link that he gave us is not the Amazon listing, it's a listing on NeoWin. Showing that it is $179. Now, I can't. There, let's see. Now, can I copy that? So if I go search that on Amazon. Of course, as most of you know, if I go to my Amazon link up here, this shortcut right up here, if I go edit that, you'll see right in here that it is Kerry Holzman's link. So it gives him credit on his affiliate account. Every time I go to Amazon, this is how I get to it. Now then, let's try pasting that NVIDIA RTX 2060, and I don't see that $179 deal. Maybe we have to go hunting for it. Wasn't it 179? Is that what it was? Yeah, 179. So Dennis, do you have an Amazon link you want to put into chat for us? Scroll down for Amazon link. NeoWin affiliation, Dennis says. I should be able to see, recognize it by the $179. How about, oh, there it is. Just barely got to it. Is that a NeoWin? That says Zotac store, so that might not be the NeoWin. I don't know that that would matter. If I do Control F and search for NeoWin, there's no hits on this page for it. But let's go put that Cyber Monday deal. I'll come in here to this item, click on this share button right up here on the over the picture, and then click copy link. Now you could copy the whole URL, but some of these URLs are so long that you can't fit it into chat. So then I'll paste that. Let's see. I don't know. I'm not going to call it NeoWin, but GTX 1660. Wait a minute. Is that the one that he said? 2060. No, that's not the one he said. That's not the one he was taking us to. So how about if I do another search and include NeoWin? See if I can find it that way. Maybe they've sold out. Maybe the listing's gone. Dennis, if you can paste that a link to that in chat, go ahead and do that. Going back to chat, scroll down for Amazon link. Oh, on the NeoWin site. That's he wants me to search. Scroll down here. Amazon deals. Is that the link I need? Probably. Clicking that. That didn't go to a new page. NVIDIA 2060, $179. So that's the one. I'll click on that. Oh, that doesn't take to an Amazon listing. Where do you get the Amazon listing for it? Amazon deals. Oh, this is Amazon deals for NeoWin's website. So that's not the link for that item. I'm sure Dennis is just yelling at the screen. It's right there. You just passed it. It's right there. That one. I totally missed it. 49% off on Amazon. This must be the Amazon link. I'm going to right click, open a new tab, see if that works. There it is, 179, 2060. Click on the share button, copy the link. Now I don't think that is going to be a Kerry Holzman affiliate the way I did that. Get up here where I can paste that. Amazon link for DDT 2005 video card. There we go. Well, I think I'm about to wind this down unless there's something else in chat to talk about. AVDVR good. That was my link. Scotty, do-it-yourself build. Should I have my 1 terabyte Samsung 970 EVO NVMe or my Crucial SATA 500 gigabyte as my C drive? All help welcomed. All right, well, I suspect that some people have responded to that. Should I buy a pickup truck or a VW Bug? Well, it depends. And it depends, Scotty. Do you want to... I'd probably be going for the 500 gigabyte on the C drive because I'd rather keep my C drive lightweight. just the operating system and the program installs and store major data on a secondary drive. Now, if you use the crucial SATA 500 gigabyte as your C drive, does that mean you're using the 970 as a second drive, or is that going to be used on a different computer? See, I don't know enough about what you're doing and your purposes and your use of the computer. If you're only going to have one drive and you're going to be storing a lot of large files, well, then you probably need the 1 terabyte. As far as performances goes, I'm sure there's performance differences between those two, because this is a SATA drive, whereas this one is an NVMe. So certainly the NVMe is going to perform better. Where do you need the performance in what you do and how you use the computer? If you want fast startup time, if you want fast load times for your programs, then that would be a reason to go with this one. If you're going to be doing video editing work and a lot of reading and saving of files from your secondary drive, then maybe you would use the NVMe as your secondary drive. So those are my initial thoughts offhand. If you give us some more input, maybe we have something else. And down here he says all one PC. So he's going to have both of those drives on one PC. Now, if your secondary drive, which if you do the NVMe as your boot drive, your C drive, and then you do store files on the secondary drive, but they're not really file intensive operations you're doing, you're just storing fairly static data there and the speed isn't really that critical, then that might be fine there. Because still 500 gigabytes, that's a lot of space. That might be plenty for what you're doing, unless you're storing really, really huge files on your secondary drive. So those are just some thoughts to put out there. I'm going to read through some more chat comments and see if you give us a response to my comments or more information. Disable lock screens like a plain background with no picture. So Chris just disables the lock screens, doesn't like them. Now I call up my lock screen with Windows key L. It does not automatically activate at any time. So my computer doesn't time out. I don't have a screensaver that goes to lock screen, but I do press Windows key L for the lock screen at the end of my day. Doug, why do you do that? Well, Doug, yeah, I don't have any reason. I just do it. I guess maybe it shuts down my extra monitors. Yeah, I can't really defend it. So that's where Josh said, yes, that solved the problem. Doug's Spectrum had to come out yesterday. I had slow internet and they had to switch my router. Bobby, haven't you told us that before? I thought you've already been through this, like last week. Are you just restating that same incident again, or is this another problem? Or am I remembering wrong? But was it not you previously? Scroll down for Amazon link, got that. Doug, what kind of curious is what is triggering that message? Doug, I'm kind of curious what is triggering that message. Could it be something in settings for people who need visual help? I don't know the terminology. Yeah, so I went and looked at that a little bit deeper that I haven't shown you. I went to those Google search results, took me into, let's see, what was that called? Caret. Caret browsing. Navigate pages with a text cursor. Here's this option right here in accessibility. So we're in accessibility and there's this navigate pages with the text cursor, turn it on or off. Mine was off and I turned it on before starting the live stream to see if I could replicate the symptom. That did not replicate the symptom for me. And then I considered, how about Microsoft Edge? So I'm launching Microsoft Edge here and see if we've got the same thing. I'm going to, yeah, I want to be logged in with my account there. So then let's come over here to a new tab, go to Edge settings, and then try typing in Caret. No search results found. How about accessibility? I think I briefly looked at this before starting the show and did not get good results. Accessibility. So here I am on site permissions. That's not accessibility settings. Here's accessibility down here. Okay, so now I'm going to do Control F and type Caret. There's Caret. Navigate pages with the text cursor. So here it is in Edge. Now, I did go to look at that on Josh's computer. I didn't see the Chrome browser on his desktop, so I pressed the Windows key and then typed Chrome and got a message that the program's no longer there for that link. So I suspected he uninstalled Chrome. Now, how about Windows itself? Because it doesn't seem to make sense that there'd be a prompt coming up on the lock screen when you're trying to get out of the lock screen for accessibility. So let's try Windows accessibility. That's not where I wanted it. It took me to a web search. Ease of access settings right here. Now if that says display, we're not at accessibility yet. Where is oh, this is ease of access. Oh, okay, so we are on accessibility. All of this is for accessibility. This is for vision issues, and down here is for hearing issues. Down here is for interaction. It would seem to me that interaction keyboard is where we would have this Caret issue, but I'm going to try typing in Caret here and see if it finds anything. It gives me some things that are somewhat related, but not quite. So then if I click on keyboard, do we get Caret in here? I'll try searching for Caret in here. Don't get a hit on that. Filter keys, how keyboard works. See, that appeared to be a feature for browsing, so I don't see it in here. Now, can I go show what that feature does? We come over here and navigate pages with the text cursor. Turn on or off Caret browsing, press F7. So that sounds like you got to turn this on. And after having turned that on, press the F7 key on your keyboard, which I'm doing right now in 3, 2, 1, 0, click. And we get this turn off Caret browsing. So Caret browsing is on right now. If I click turn off, that turns this slider off. So this slider does turn it on and off. You don't have to press F7 for that. If this is turned off and I press F7, it gives me the opportunity to turn on Caret browsing. So now let's go figure out what is Caret browsing. I got the notion that it had something to do with giving a Caret-like cursor, more like the I-beam cursor, or the Caret symbol. You know that upside down V? So Caret browsing, it's got to be accessibility features. So here we're on a web page. I don't know where Caret shows up. I'm going to go look at chat and see if anybody's telling me that, because I don't know that. Scrolling down to the bottom, they had to switch my modem. No, another problem. Nope, I'm not seeing in there about the Caret browsing. Caret, so it's got to be using keyboard instead of mouse. So I'm trying the tab key. I'm tabbing around. It's highlighting buttons on the top. Continue with tab key, not seeing anything of interest. So how about if I go to learn.microsoft.com, but I mashed my keyboards. Can I see Caret browsing in here? Okay, so then let's go ask. Google is your friend. I'm going back to my Chrome browser and say, what is Caret browsing? The term Caret browsing, Caret navigation simply describes alternative way of navigating and reading web pages. And that's kind of what I thought it would be, but how do I actually demonstrate it? You're probably scrolling through this page with your touchpad external mouse. What if we told you there's another way? Caret browsing. It will show you how to use the feature on Chrome, Edge browser, and so on. So here Is this a video? Nope, that's a photo. That doesn't help me. Click the back button. How to enable Caret browsing. There's the thing that we saw. Turn on Caret browsing. Enable Caret browsing. Do you want to turn on Caret browsing? Are they actually going to show it in function? Enable Caret browsing on Brave. How to use it. Activating it. Might take some time to get used to it. Navigating web pages. After enabling, you should see a blinking cursor somewhere on the current web page. The up arrow and down arrow keys will move the cursor to the previous and next line accordingly. On the other hand, the left and right arrow keys will move. Okay, so now I do see a Caret browser. About halfway down the screen, there's that orange rectangle that says Online Tech Tips. The line below that says, as well as ensure that the volume levels are high enough. The line below that says, for Windows users in particular, this means. Look at the word means right there. There is a Caret text cursor, a vertical I-beam. I'm going to try right arrow key and see if that moves. It does not move. Down arrow key moves down the screen. Okay, I'm pressing the F7 key to see if I have Caret browsing on. Apparently I did not, so now I'm turning it on. There's a blinking cursor on the word right up here. I'm pointing to it with my mouse. Now I'm using the down arrow key. Now there's a blinking cursor to the left of Online Tech Tips. Now I'm pressing down arrow key. Now there's a blinking Caret cursor there. So down arrow key, right arrow keys, left arrow keys. So does that not work when I'm not in Caret browsing mode? I'm going to press the F7 key to turn it off. That's interesting. I had to click away into this blank area for this to even show up, and I'm back to turn on. So I'm getting the idea that it turns off once you click somewhere else. I'm using arrow keys now, trying to move around, and I'm not seeing the Caret cursor. Where is it? Where is it? If I click here, I have that cursor, but I don't think this is Caret browsing yet. Is it? Okay, press the F7 key twice. So the first time I pressed F7, that turned it off. So it was on. All right, press that twice again, and then click away. And now do I get that blinking cursor? I do not. So that is the difference. Press F7 to turn it on. And there we get a blinking cursor. Press F7 key, turn that off, and that blinking cursor goes away. Yes, indeed, it went away. So now I don't have Caret browsing. F7 again. Now, if I do this checkbox, don't ask me again. I think what's going to happen is F7 is just going to turn it on and off. And I just won't see this window. So let's prove that. Put the check mark there, and I'm turning on. So there's the blinking cursor. I press the F7 key. The blinking cursor should stop. Yes, indeed, it stopped. Press F7 again. The blinking cursor is back. So I can browse through the web page using arrow keys on the keyboard. I can press F7 key to get out of that mode, to turn off that browsing mode. So there it is. I learned something new today. Since Ken Stout is not doing a show today, I'll go ahead and read some more chat comments to see if there's other questions. Here's Dennis putting in the link for that. Yeah, for that card, and that's an Asus store. So that's not this NeoWin store. I don't know if that was really available on a NeoWin store, but that was the link that Dennis put in for it. This link is from within Amazon. It's early morning. I'm just having a burrito, some hot sauce. Wintermute's got another link, which is probably also that. And that looks like the Asus store. Did the link I put in do the... I don't know where it is. I sent a link. It did not show up in your chat. Well, I think it did. In the middle of the page, big blue letters. He's trying to show me where that is. So this is the one that is this the first one I put in? I don't know if it matters. Oh, that was the wrong one anyway. If that card fits his needs, pretty good doggone good deal. Josh says thank you. Tony says later, thanks. In the middle of the page, blue letters. Not sure which of the issues he was referring to there. Need to go find a good modem. Spectrum told me I need to find my own modem. Oh, interesting. Wow, Bobby, you had an issue going on in your office where you couldn't do what was it? An update or install. You were trying to install something, it wouldn't install, and they had to come in and give you admin rights. That just happened so quick. You said you called the tech department, then they were in your office, and then they took the computer to go, took a computer away to go fix it. You're having trouble. That all happened so quickly. So Spectrum was coming out, and apparently they've already been there and told you need your own modem. Things happen really fast for you. Doug, all on one PC. Not sure what that was. Oh, that was back when he was talking about his NVMe versus his SATA SSD. Lawn Dog, when you're looking for a modem, you want a DOCS 3 modem, I believe, and of course compatible with your cable company, which I think are a great care. Remember, a popular brand that sold. Let's see, find a good modem. Spectrum wants you to find your own modem, so they're not providing you a modem. Interesting. I got to think about it. I would use fastest drive for your boot drive. Do you know good modem? No, I don't. And do you want to buy a combination modem router, or do you want to buy a standalone modem? I'm not even sure what the marketplace is like for that right now. Let's see. So what does Amazon tell us about that? I'm going to go click on my Kerry Holzman link again to be sure I'm on that. Modem, there's modem router combos. Netgear, I'm happy with any Netgear. Aris, I recognize the name, but I haven't seen it all that much. Motorola, I want to be careful if that will work with your internet service provider. Again, Netgear is an easy purchase for me. I don't mind that at all. I see a lot of Netgear and Aris here. And I'm thinking Aris is probably fine. There's TP-Link. Now, on any of these, you need to be sure, you need to go look at the detail, make sure that it is a combination modem router, and is your incoming connection from your internet service provider, is it an Ethernet or is it a coax cable? I don't know from your internet service because it's, what was it, Spectrum, I think? Wintermute is saying Spectrum support live. So that's a good point, Wintermute, because this looks like it's taking to modems that are authorized to use on Spectrum network. Good point, Wintermute. And what do they tell us? In-home Wi-Fi routers. Learn more about them. Information in the article. Spectrum. You're offered a compliant modem at no additional charge. That has passed our full certification. So they provided at no charge. Why are they telling you that you need to buy your own? Modems listed here can be used on our Spectrum network. However, only Spectrum provided equipment is supported by our technicians. Here's the current list. And what are they going to tell us here? Modems, routers, extenders. That's a Spectrum modem. No. Make sure to consult the list of approved modems. I thought that's what this is. All right, here we're seeing some Cisco, Motorola, UB. So no Netgear showing up. These are routers that work with a QR code as a shortcut to do your Wi-Fi connection. So then do we get a Technicolor Spectrum ONU? I'm going to right click, open that a new page, see if I can copy that text. And is that available on Amazon? I definitely like the idea of using one that is documented by spectrum. Now we're not seeing spectrum ONU. This is just giving us some similar ones, or ones that showed up on the same search results. Cisco, I'm expecting, is perhaps going to be expensive. Let's see what we get here. Spectrum. Paste that. Do we get that precise model? Cisco model DPC 3000. That's a Cisco 3008 at 40 bucks. Well, that's an easy deal. But we did not find precisely that model number. This might be a generic class of model, and that the 3008 is fine, and Comcast TWX Cox version. So that's not showing spectrum. Go into this one. I'll do a Control F and search for the word spectrum. It works fine. What it says, I have only 200 megabytes with TWC spectrum. So is TWC another name for spectrum? See, I got 3 hits on that. I'm getting solid connections with spectrum, this person says. Gave a 5-star rating. But you do want to make sure that it's good for spectrum. So if TWC is the same as spectrum, then you're good to go with that one. This is Wintermute to Bobby. That's the one I just looked at, right? It's another problem. So that's why they're saying that you need to get one of your own, because the problem is something else other than the modem, maybe. Dennis just pulled the trigger on that deal. I think he's referring to the graphics card. That's what I was thinking about. Their browsers are not even open, so it sounds like Windows triggering. Yeah, it does sound like Windows triggering. Now, maybe that's only when he has text mode enabled. Remember, I showed that F7 is a toggle on and off. So if that message is coming up, then that would indicate that he's in Caret browsing mode, and he needs to turn that off when he's not using it. So just turn on Caret browsing mode when he wants it. It's quite possible that he uses Caret browsing mode in his browsers. He doesn't have the Chrome browser, he has the Edge browser, but that should work in Edge the same way. Bobby says they had to switch my modem, not router. So did they not provide their own modem? They should be able to switch their replacement modem for the one that's not working. Scotty, thanks for that help. Just basic PC stuff. That's what we're here for. When I retired 2 years ago, I built it when I retired 2 years ago, took Crucial Drive from an old aging PC. It was Carrie's 8-year build. Gigabyte H370 HD 3 Intel i7-9900K, 16 gigabytes RAM, no GPU. On Doug. Yeah, Doug, this is one of those Windows features, not much examples of what it actually does. There's more on how to turn on or off, but no demonstration. Yeah, so I don't think we even... Yeah, they did talk about the demonstration a little bit, but on that website, they didn't actually demonstrate it well enough. I had to go poke around to figure that out. And it'd be easy to not realize it, because you got to look for that blinking text cursor and maneuver it around and then realize how to turn on and off and the significance of that. I get troubled by these kinds of terminologies. It gets invoked in the computer world. Nobody demonstrates what it is. And that's also a reason why this channel is here. So that when you ask questions in chat, rather than just responding to it, I want to try to demonstrate whatever it is that you're asking. A lot of other channels, you can ask a question, you get replies in chat, you get replies by the host. I want to try as often as I can to actually demonstrate what the person is asking. It's probably because they don't know either, and that would be related to the Caret browsing, I think. After buying it, the price for me went to $309.99. Oh. For that. Okay, so let's see if I can demonstrate that. Let's go to that. Let's see, is this, oh, they're showing 309. Is the deal over with? And here's the 2060 again. If I try to add that to cart, does it go to 309? Added to cart. I'm going to bring up the cart. There's other things in my cart. No, that's showing 179. But that other one, this Asus listing, is now showing 309. So did that one just go off sale? Now that's showing a list price of 349. I'm not sure that I'm following Dennis's experience, right? Yep, the same link as 3099 for me now. You got the last deal. But how about this other one? This is, where did I have that? The 2060. Didn't I have that on one of these others? Or did I have it? $179, 2060 shopping cart. Yeah, this one is still showing $179.19. And this one I think is a different store, right? That's the Asus store. Oh, that says Asus store. Well, how did I get it? Did it just come back on again? $349.99. Okay, let me do it. I'll share this again. I'll put in a fresh link for this, and you guys go try it and see if you get that deal. Okay, is this still $179.99? So there, I just put that link in. You can go check that. Uh-oh, I lost my spot. Let's see, pull the trigger. Okay, somewhere there he says it went 309. That's where I was. Same link in 309. Same here, Doug. I learned something today. I've heard of the function, probably tinkered with it and forgot all about it because it had no use for me. So how is that useful to a person who wants accessibility features, has some form of disabilities? Caret browsing. It means they can use the arrow keys on their keyboard instead of using the mouse to maneuver through a web page. When would you want that? Okay, so I'm on this chat room here is a web page, right? So I'll be able to turn Caret browsing on now. Something that does give me the ability to do is I can easily select text by using the keyboard, whereas sometimes it's more difficult to select text with a mouse. Not so much here in chat, but on websites where you have a lot of graphics stuff going on. Oh, I know that that this one over here, I think, Neowin up here maybe, or the word deal. Now I can drag a mouse over that. Sometimes I find it difficult to drag a mouse over. Now I'm still in Caret browsing, so I could go there. How about this subscribe to our newsletter? Can I use arrow keys to get over there? No, it goes, where'd it go to? When I got to the end of that line, right arrow key, where does it go next? Oh, I held down the shift key and using arrow keys to see where it went to next. So you can see what it's highlighting now. So then using my arrow keys going further to the right, I don't see the cursor. I hold down the shift key. There, that's where it is. Now, can I get all the way out to that right-hand panel? There it's highlighting the number 3. And then now it's highlighting the photo. Now down arrow key, I want to get over to that left panel. And if I use right arrow key, it just goes down through that paragraph. If I press tab key, where does the text cursor go? No, it's just sticking with, it went to the next paragraph. Tab key from here, where does it go to? It went to the next paragraph. Tab key. Now where is it? I don't see it. I don't know. I think now it did tell us that it takes some getting used to. Is it really useful to a person with disabilities? I don't know. Neowin is an online magazine. I suspected that's what it was. You know, if I, as opposed to being an actual vendor or manufacturer, You know, if I was looking for a video card, I would probably purchase that one. The prices are fantastic and will do just about everything on a normal, regular monitor, probably 1080, certainly 1080. Look up DOCSIS 3.0. Are you saying that to me or to somebody else? Oh, DOCSIS 3.0 as a modem. All right, so let's go look at that. I'm going to go do another jump to Amazon here and then Control V for paste. DOCSIS, Motorola, and there's DOCSIS 3.0, a $59 Cyber Monday deal, regularly $109.99. Now, that's a Motorola. I feel quite comfortable with Motorola, but before purchasing this, I would go down and look at the comments from people. There's a 5-star comment, 4-star comment, 5-star, but I would still go read it. If I was buying a new router modem, I'd want to go read about it. I see Best Buy has several brands. That's a switch, just a quick search. It's the type of modem that you want. Eris is the brand name of choice for my local ISP. Catherine Anna Hauserman, hello to you. Okay, I have an update on my recommendation on the modem. There is a new DOCSIS 3.1, which seems to be significantly better in performance, but make sure it works with your cable company. So if we actually search DOCSIS 3.1 on Amazon, because this one did say DOCSIS 3.0, I think. Yeah, it did. So just backspace over the 0 and type a 1. Do we actually see a DOCSIS? This is the first one that's showing up. Here's a Motorola that shows up. DOCSIS 3.1, sure enough, 118. Now that explains why that other one was on such a hefty sale, but this one's a big sale too. 179 compared to 118. How big of a sale was that other one? Can I get back button? Yeah, it was $109.99 on sale for $59. So you might want to go read up on the difference between 3.0 and 3.1. I'm not going to do that now. Despite the simple 1/10 difference in versions, there's a significant differences between 3.0 and 3.1, including performance, price, and availability. There's a significant differences, including performance, pricing. Well, that doesn't mean better pricing. It's just different price. Want to meet to Bobby. Use Spectrum for phone. Do you use your Spectrum internet for phone support? No, I use Spectrum for TV and internet. I just dropped my TV service from Comcast. So I'm internet only now. And they gave me this free box that connects to my TV that will give me Netflix and some live TV and a bunch of other internet streaming apps. So it's actually better now on my TV that I dropped the TV service and I'm using this, whatever this box was that they called it. I don't remember what they called it. I have a Bright House a long time ago before it switched to Spectrum. I think Bright House, or I think that's a modem name or a phone service. I'm not sure. Winter mute, I have Spectrum Internet TV. Catherine says, hello. Yes, Doug, I would agree. At your diagnostic techniques showing us demonstration of the problem when it's possible, there is a better way of understanding and provide better information. I also want to try to reproduce the symptom when I can. So at this time, you're right on target. List Doug look at was for phone modems. Need a basic modem if no phones. Page has them sorted based on speed you want. The list Doug looked at was for phone modems. Need a basic modem if no phones. So when I know he's referring to back on the approved modems. Yeah, this here was a section for modems, and down here was a section for wireless routers. Down here, routers with a QR code. Down here was modem router combos. Here was modem voice combos. And then fiber equipment. So when you're looking at their approved equipment list, you want to be sure you're in the right category. And I think what Wintermeat was saying is that in my haste, I went to a modem that was for phone modems. Um, Although I suspect that these modems that I went to incorrectly were combination internet modem slash phone modems. I doubt that they'd have any modems that are strictly phone only. Is that what you're saying? Oh, list of approved modems. No, this is modems. This is strange. This, it would seem like this link would take us right to this page that we're at now. I'm looking down at the bottom. No, looking at the URL in the bottom left corner, that URL looks different. So is that what Wintermute was saying? Is that these are phone only? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to go down that squirrel path any further. If someone's going to buy that graphics card, you need to do it now. Stop fooling around because it's going to go off sale. Yeah, it could go on and off sale multiple times through the day. In fact, I've got a story coming up with Scott. Scott has been on with me before. He was wanting to buy a new laptop. He still hasn't bought it. Now he has actually ordered it and received it. And oh yeah, when he first contacted me earlier this week by email, he said that he was asking me about these laptops that were on sale, Black Friday sale, and I said, yeah, I condoned either one of the two that he was looking at, and gave him some more information about picking between them. And then he sent me an email back saying, well, when I got your email, that was really helpful. Thanks, Doug. I clicked to buy it, and it was no longer on sale. I sent him an email back, keep checking, check multiple times per day. He emailed me back the next day and said that worked. It came back on sale, and I ordered it. So these Black Friday sales, if you see the price has gone away, check again in a couple hours. Check again a few times during the day. Check again the next day. They might be selling a limited quantity per day or per hour for that matter. We don't know. So don't give up on it just because it's no longer on sale. Keep checking to see if it comes back on sale. Is this still $7.99? That's when I asked that. Nope, it came up $3.09. So it might be still on $179 because I haven't closed that browser tab. Let's see if it did. When I opened up this browser tab, does it stay at this price for me? So I'm going to refresh this page and see if it changes. It did not change. Now I'm going to close this page and check to see if I have it open on any other page. Here it is again. If I click on it from there, it's still showing $179. If I close this page and then go back to try it from this link that I put in, it's showing up $309.99 for me now. So I think maybe it'll stick until you click away from that page, maybe. How about if I go back and open if I go back to my history, recently closed shopping cart, I think it would be this one. I go back to that. There's $179 now. Add it to the cart and see if it comes in at $179. Added to cart. Go to the cart, and it went in at $179.19. That's interesting. Quantity 2 now. That's interesting. Continuing, Gary's got a link in here. Open a new tab, and this is probably showing. Yeah, so Gary, that link that you just put in, when I go to that link, I'm seeing $179.19. Now, is Gary saying that that link is giving the $179 price, or is that link was that at 309? How did that come up for Gary? Looks like Doug got the last deal on that 2060. I'm not going to buy it, by the way. I don't have a use for it. Although I guess I could put it in Baby Beast, couldn't I? I could. I think, remember how that the Baby Beast motherboard is, there's two motherboards in that computer case, for those who don't know. And is there room to put in a graphics card? Yeah, it looks like I could. Really strange, interesting way to fit it in there. That link is a sponsored link. Looks like the deal is still on if you use a reference string in the URL. Also, people, yeah, and like I said, keep checking. Also, people use that numeric block as mouse. When they cannot hold as mouse in their hand, they cannot control. Oh yeah, okay. So if a person's got difficulty with holding down the left mouse button to drag across text, that's a point where the keyboard could work. Of course, they have to have usable fingers on the keyboard too, but depending upon which fingers are usable, that could make a difference. And they have to hold down the shift key for highlighting text with the keyboard, but they can use any finger for that. And they might have different kind of mouse for whatever disability they may have. Also, people use that numeric block as a mouse. Oh, numeric block on the keyboard and where you have a numeric keypad. I don't have one up here right now that has a numeric keypad. There it is. So, let's go this way. Yeah. So I think what Catherine's referring to is the numeric keypad block that you could be using the arrow keys there to be maneuvering around. Of course, you have to have numlock key in the right position to be using arrows instead of numbers there. Well, again, some good conversation here. Long Dog to Gary, what do you think of that graphics card for general needs? I mean, it's not the most sophisticated available today, but for presenting a good picture on a monitor, it should look. What do you think? Gary says he would buy it. Now, if you want to be running multiple monitors, that might be an issue to consider. I don't know how that card will be. So if you're doing multiple monitors at 1080p, I don't think that's all that challenging. If you're doing 4 monitors, that card probably doesn't have that many ports. Consider what ports are on that card. Are you going to need to get different cables to connect to your monitors? If you have older monitors, you might need to make sure that your monitors are up to snuff for what you want to use it for. Same here, I do have a desktop. And now another thing about graphics cards is their graphics processing capability. Is that important to you? So gaming, that would be important. Some people mistakenly assume that they're really helpful for video editing. I haven't found that to be the case because I found that the processor, CPU, seems to be more important for rendering videos than the graphics card. They do, all the video editing software have the capability of letting you offload some of the graphics processing to the graphics processing unit, but that's a choice. And I have seen it in multiple different configurations cause problems if you're letting the graphics card do more of the processing when you're doing video work. Rendering is the word I was not coming up with there. I'm using a motherboard graphics for my needs. It's overkill, but if I wanted to put in a graphics card, this is a good deal. And then Let's see what this link is that Gary's given us. DOCSIS. What is the difference between the two cable modems? Should you choose a fast, future-proof DOCSIS 3.1 or a cheaper DOCSIS 3.0? Know the differences before you decide. It's a cable. If you have cable, this is all cable, right? DOCSIS is DOCSIS specific cable? Yeah, data over cable service interface. So anytime you got a DOCSIS modem, that's going to be cable. Then what's the difference between 3.0? The simple one, despite the simple 1/10 difference, I think that's the same way that it was worded in chat. There's significant differences, including performance price. Oh, did you actually copy and paste this? That's exactly what somebody put in chat. Let's take a look at what those differences are. Downloads, are they saying download speeds are different? No, this is an advertisement for service. 3.0, cheaper, availability. Cable modems faster speeds than 3.0, that's better suited for high-speed plans, especially those with gig speed. So if you have gigabit internet, well, even that 500, you might need this higher one for the 500, right? Especially those with gig speed, or is it only gig that needs the difference? Security differences, long-term use. Just because it's the newer thing, it'll last longer. Here's maximum download speed, 1 gig, DOCSIS 3.1, maximum 10 gigabits, max upload 100 megabits, max upload 2 gigabits. So yeah, if you had gig up and down, you definitely want the 3.1. Okay, enough on that. There may be more on that page, and you can use that link there that Gary put in. Thank you. Max upload speed, Bright House, Roadrunner, Time Warner, all turned into Spectrum. Oh, so your internet service used to be called Bright House, and then Spectrum bought them out. I've had a lot of that going on here. I had one client, I think went through 4, where they start out with a small local internet service provider with DSL back in the DSL days. And then they got absorbed into another company, and they got absorbed into another company, they got absorbed into another company. And then when I talked to this last company with tech support, the DNS, yeah, the DNS is still on the DNS server that was back here under this company name. So a lot of times I'm talking to technicians at the newest company that wasn't around back then, and they don't even know about that old DNS router. And they also had an email problem where my client's email had been absorbed by each of those. And then when I was talking to tech support of the newest one, they didn't understand about this older mail server, because apparently it was just a small number of people that were on it. Oh, here, I got to give you this story. This is incredible. When I was talking to the newest of those companies that had absorbed the smaller companies, my client had an email address. It was his name and the domain name was the name of this old email provider. Well, as that got absorbed into the newer companies, the technicians at this level, they assumed when they saw that domain name that was not their company's domain name, they assumed that was a private domain name. So when I was calling them, telling them that I need to make some changes to my client's email address and I can't get into the admin console, they gave me the admin credentials for the entire domain of that old email service. Right? So that meant I, at that point, had admin rights over hundreds of email accounts that I should not have had admin rights over. Oh my gosh, can you believe that? Some of you got to be reacting to that, because that's just nuts. Mondog says, well, Gary, that's why I had to update that information. I would recommend getting 3.1. That's my new recommendation all officially. Bobby Warren says 1 gig. So that's his service is 1 gig as a gig up and down. If so, man, I'd like to have that service. It's not available for me. I checked recently to see if there's other services available to me now. Go back on that page. Well, I'm too far beyond that now, so I don't know which page you're referring to. Sorry. Was that Wintermute? You know what? I think I need to run this down. I've been over an hour. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm gonna go. I'll read through the rest of this after I shut down. I'm gonna go ahead and shut down the stream because this has been long enough. And so, come back to this thing where it shows my email address. If you'd like to pose a question of some topic you'd like me to cover on a Windows Daily, Windows Daily is Monday through Friday. You can send it to me to the email address, or you can put it in the chat room, because I will read the rest of these comments. So if there's something there that for me to follow up on, I'll most likely be doing that. You can put comments on videos, and I'll catch it that way. So I hope that's been useful. Have a great day. Catch you later. Goodbye.